On June 4th, 1960, a lovely Saturday morning, 4 Finnish teenagers set up camp along the serene shores of Lake Bodom near Oita Manor in Espoo. The group consisted of Mela and Anya, both 15, and their boyfriends Seppo and Nils, both 18. They had planned for a fun-filled night of camping, unaware that by dawn their trip would turn into one of Finland's most infamous unsolved murder cases. Sometime between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. on June 5th, an unknown assailant stabbed and bludgeoned 3 of the teens to death. Only Nils Gustafsson survived, albeit with a broken jaw and fractured facial bones. According to him, just before the attack, he saw a man with glowing red eyes approaching their tent. Then, everything went black. At around 6 a.m., a group of birdwatchers spotted the collapsed tent from a distance. They also noticed a tall blonde man walking away from the scene, but thought little of it at the time. It wasn't until 11 a.m. that a local carpenter stumbled upon the horrifying scene and alerted authorities. By noon, the police had arrived. What puzzled investigators was the killer's method. He hadn't entered the tent but had attacked from the outside, stabbing through the fabric and striking the victims with a blunt object, possibly a rock. Several items were stolen, including the keys to their motorcycles, but oddly, the motorcycles themselves remained untouched. The harsh brutality of the crime was particularly evident in Mela's case. She was found partially undressed and had suffered the most injuries, a detail that would later cast suspicion on Nils himself. The main suspects. Over the decades, numerous theories and suspects have emerged, but 3 names stand out in the Lake Bodom mystery. Hans Assmann, the mysterious stranger. One of the most widely speculated suspects was Hans Assmann, a man who lived just a few kilometers from the lake. On the morning of June 6, 1960, Assmann arrived at a hospital in Helsinki, wearing blood-stained clothes. Witnesses reported that he was agitated and aggressive toward hospital staff, and curiously, he had cut his blonde hair before showing up. Despite these alarming details, police dismissed him as a suspect, citing an alibi for the night of the murders. Nevertheless, his name continued to surface in conspiracy theories and books speculating about the case. Valdemar Gillström, the violent kiosk keeper. Another suspect was Carl Valdemar Gillström, a kiosk owner in the area known for his hostility toward campers. Locals recounted how he would tear down tents and throw rocks at visitors who dared to set up near his home. Some even claimed to have seen him returning from the crime scene that morning, but were too afraid to report him. Adding to the suspicion, Gillström's own wife reportedly admitted on her deathbed that she had lied about his alibi. However, no charges were ever brought up against him, and in 1969, Gillström drowned himself in Lake Bodom, taking his secrets with him. Nils Gustafsson, the survivor or the murderer. For decades, the sole survivor, Nils Gustafsson, was considered a victim until 2004, when authorities arrested him for the murders. The Finnish National Bureau of Investigation claimed that Gustafsson had been drinking heavily that night and had gotten into a violent fight with Seppo Boisman, who broke his jaw. Enraged, Gustafsson allegedly turned on his friends, murdering them before staging his own injuries. Forensic evidence supported parts of this theory. Modern DNA analysis revealed that Gustafsson's shoes contained blood from all 3 victims, but none of his own. Furthermore, his injuries did not match the timeline of the attack, raising suspicions that they were self-inflicted to appear as a victim. Despite this, Gustafsson was acquitted on October 7, 2005. The case against him relied on circumstantial evidence, and without a clear motive, the jury ruled in his favor. The fact that the murders had taken place over 4 decades earlier further weakened the prosecution's case. To this day, the Lake Bodom murders remain unsolved. Was it the hostile kiosk owner, a mysterious stranger with blood on his clothes, or the sole survivor himself? What really happened that night by the lake? Let us know your theories in the comments below, and if you enjoyed this deep dive, be sure to like and subscribe for more lesser known history.